How you doing? Welcome back to another video. Today's video is for anyone who thinks that stopping alcohol drinking is going to change them. Somebody who thinks, well, I like who I am, sort of, and I don't want to change certain parts of me. You have to look at this like it's an evolution of who you are now. We don't change the underlying person. There's so many different things that we're going to change. I mean, we change by stopping drinking alcohol. You're going to change the damage, the physical damage that's causing. A lot of the physical damage that has been caused by the alcohol over the years, that will heal itself. Some of it is not going to, but I think for the most part, some of it, most of the damage that has been caused physically will do. Everything else, you have to look at it like a layered growth. So you're think about it like there's an old theory called the trium brain theory, and it basically is that we've got three types of brains that have evolved over time. So you've got the lizard brain, which is up the back of your brain attached to your spinal cord, and that's the oldest brain. That's responsible for most of the subconscious stuff that's happening, all the flight and fight stuff, your breathing, your heart rate, all that kind of stuff. And that's the stuff that has been gone through so many different iterations. It's not just from humans. It goes back to I don't know how far it goes back to the lizards, I suppose. That's why it's called the lizard brain. And then think about that as the lizard brain. Layered over that then is the mammalian brain, what they call the mammalian brain. And the mammalian brain is responsible for your emotions and your feelings, all of those kind of things. And then over that, then if you think about the mammalian brain, at the front of your mammalian brain up here is the frontal cortex. That's your thinking brain, and that's responsible for all the decision making, all the basically your thinking, everything that you think, all your logical thinking, all your plans that you're going to make, everything like that. So these brains were developed one on top of the other because it's like your life. You don't want to throw out the baby with the bathwater. You want to progress in life. You want to make the best out of your life. So basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to change certain parts of the operating system. And what I mean by that is we're trying to change some of the mindsets that you have, change some of the perspectives that you're looking at things, changing the way that you view the world and you view yourself in the world. We did a video a couple of days ago about how alcohol can, you get a certain tolerance to alcohol, and some people interpret that as being they're able to handle the drink, and think that the drink, their bodies are not as open to the physical damage of the alcohol, or the brains are not open to the physical or psychological damage from the alcohol, which is a complete myth, right? The more alcohol you drink, the more damage that's going to be caused. But it all comes down to this idea of yourself as being, for me, as being a man and being able to handle this, and the more I could drink, the more of a man I was, right? So that's a mindset which is going to lead you in a bad direction. So it's the way to look at this is it's your view of reality, how you view reality, and based on your values, what you value in your life. When I was a kid, I valued being a man. I wanted to grow up and be a man. So that was one of my top values. How I was doing that and how I was trying to get that into fruition, because it's not a bad thing, to grow up and be a man. But it was a wrong set of ideas that I had floating around this one central or core idea, this core principle of being a man. So my ideas was, you eat lots of red meat, you go out and you go to a gym and you pump up your muscles, and you go out and you drink a lot and you smoke, and that's what my image of a man was, sort of a John Wayne type of a character, right? And that leads you down to eventually into a lot of bad consequences. So we want to change those things, change the mindsets that are bringing you down a bad road. We want to give you, look, knowledge is, whenever you learn anything, it's always layered on top of the knowledge that you had before. Now, it means that you can have certain amounts of knowledge. Certain amounts of knowledge will cancel out the knowledge that you had before. So you can have, one thing that disputes something else that you learn. For instance, that going back to, I want to be a man, and thinking about myself or being a man from that perspective, rather than being a man is being kind, being a good father, being strong mentally. commitment, responsibility, perseverance, all of those good kind of things, true grit, you know, going back to a John Wayne kind of a scenario. That kind of knowledge, then once you learn that about yourself, that supplants the old knowledge and you push out the old knowledge. I mean, we're talking about standing on the shoulders of giants. And that's normally for, we say, oh yeah, I learned so much of Einstein, we learned so much of this guy, this famous guy, or that famous guy. But knowledge is passed down through generations by everybody who's contributed towards the smallest part of our history. And you're learning that way, you know, so all those little tiny bits of knowledge have allowed the people like Einstein and so on and so forth to learn what they know. So anyway, it's going to involve change. Sometimes it's going to involve a lot of change, but there's certain parts of you who are the core parts of you which don't have to change that much, or you just tweak them around a little bit. Does that make sense? I hope it does. If you want help to stop drinking alcohol, Habits V2 is our platform. We're always trying to plug this and trying to get as many people as we can to come over. It's the best place that I can help you because it's a step-by-step. I mean, everything that we do here on YouTube is sporadic, you know, it's one tip here, one tip there, but over on V2 we've got everything is laid out from preparation all the way through, going through the whole process of stopping drinking alcohol, through coping, through transition, through transformation, and it's a step-by-step process to try and make this as easy as possible. We've got a community of like-minded people who are all heading in that same direction. It's great to have that community of people who can help you on your journey. You know, everyone's got a different story to tell, so it's just good to listen to as many stories as you can, so that you can get inspiration, you know, because I can't, you know, sometimes some of the things that I'm talking about might not inspire you, but you'll find that there's plenty of men and women from all over the world, all different walks of life, who are who've got their own stories to tell, you know. And then we've got Zoom calls, one-on-ones with me, so everything that you need there to help you. So hopefully you'll come across and have a look anyway. Take good care of yourself, and I will speak to you again in another video. Onwards and upwards. Oh, if you want to watch another video, have a look up here somewhere, and it's why do you drink alcohol? That's a good video to watch after this one. Take care. Bye now.